What's going on, everyone? Tugi here, back again with some more FIFA 16 and my Liverpool career mode. In the last episode, we went undefeated in the month of August, surviving a hell of a game against Arsenal. And to start September, we'll be going through the entire month, but we have a big challenge. It's leading goal scorer Wayne Rooney and Manchester United. But here's the thing, and again, I'm kind of skipping over Valencia, Mata Depay, or Memphis, and Rooney. Martial, only one game. Here's the interesting thing, and it's with goalkeepers. David De Gea, no appearances yet. It's been split duty between Victor Valdez and Sergio Romero. I'm not sure what's up with that, but honestly, if we don't have to see David De Gea, I'm going to be pretty happy. But anyway, here it is. Here is the lineup. I'm extremely worried about United, so we are going to be playing pretty much a strict counter-attack style, a 5-4-1, as again a modified 5-4-1. Daniel Sturridge up top, Coutinho, Henderson, Milner, and it's Lucas back here, tucked away. And then the 5 defender set of Moreno, Lovren, Skirtle, Sacco, and Klein, with Mignolet in goal. And of course, just because, as you see, David De Gea in net making his first appearance, and again, that's a spectacular lineup, up and down. Even the bench is just amazing, and it was a real tough game. Looking to break the ball out here. Milner with a terrible pass attempt to Coutinho results in a chance for Wayne Rooney, but a big save. But here's the big play of the game, the big moment of the game, as Jordan Henderson is taken off on a slide tackle. I'm not sure who it was. He bounces up immediately, but there is an injury. And this would be the game. We'd get one more chance with Sturridge across his block. Looks to throw in another ball. Terribly inaccurate, and that would be the final whistle. We drop our first points this season. It's a 0-0 draw at Old Trafford. So after the Manchester game, our worst fear has essentially come to fruition. Jordan Henderson is out, not only for 7 months, but essentially the season. Taking a look at our lineup for the first Europa League game against Belenenses, I'm not sure. Regardless, here it is. Divock Origi, Danny Ings up front, with Firmino as the cam. Allen, Lallana, and Lucas round out the midfield. Enrique, Gomez, Kolo Toure, and John Flanagan as the back four, with Adam Bogdan getting his first start. Let's get into it. It's our first Europa League matchup against Belenenses, or however you say their team name. So getting into the recap, and really we'll make these quick. I mean, it is just a Europa League game. They are pretty irrelevant, but still it gives me a chance to use some underutilized players to see if they're actually worth keeping around. And to be honest, it was a nice, smooth game. Divock Origi hits the pinching Lucas Leiva. Not sure why the CDM is up there, but he fires home a surprising goal. Later on in the first half, we would strike yet again. It's Danny Ings off the feed from Roberto Firmino. Cuts inside, a lot of pressure. Somehow keeps the ball. The big save, but he gets his own rebound with the header and lofts it over the keeper. And towards the end of the game, we would finish it off. Enrique dishes the ball into Allen. He gets it back, feeds Jordan Ibe down along the wing, hits Joe Allen in the middle, who hits to Shera, who feeds Danny Ings. Once again, a beautiful left foot finish to put a cap on this game. The substitutes and reserves are pretty much going to get all the starts in the Capital One Cup and the Europa League until we get to the later rounds, so it is very nice to see them get off to such a nice start, and Danny Ings is going to be a crucial member to that. But again, it's a 3-0 win over Belenenses, that team. I'm going to call them that team. The lineup for the next game, a Capital One Cup match against Exeter City. Christian Benteke and Daniel Sturridge up front. Roberto Firmino, Coutinho, Lucas, and Jack Dunn, who requested to play, as did Sturridge, hence why we're really going with a lineup that has our informed players. Flanagan, Sacco, Toure, Klein as the back four, with Simon Mignolet in goal. So here we go, a free kick opportunity. We bring in the extra 2 strikers. We go with a fake shot for 1. Firmino passes it out wide to Jack Dunn. A big save, but the rebound directly to Christian Benteke, who heads it home. A monstrous header to tie the game for Exeter just after 60 minutes gone. It was a beautiful cross, and somehow Grant gets his head on that. But just a little bit over 5 minutes later, a big turnover by Noble, the man who set up that header goal, and it's Roberto Firmino drilling that home. A beautiful shot to give us the lead once again, and we wouldn't look back from there. We get another decent chance off of a midfield turnover. It's Nathaniel Klein hitting Danny Ings out on the wing. He somehow makes it through all of that traffic and finishes with a beautiful side foot shot. Danny Ings has been on an absolute tear for us, and Danny Ings gets the ball. It's a beautiful touch out wide, and he powers it home to the far side of the net. 2 quick goals in the final 5 minutes for Danny Ings, and we cap off this game a 4-1 victory over Exeter in our first Capital One Cup match. Taking a look at the lineup as we get back to Premier League action in the game against Aston Villa, we're going to stick with the 4-4-2. Sturridge, Benteke up top with Coutinho, Firmino, Milner, Lucas as the CDM, Moreno, Sacco, Skirtle, Klein the back four with Mignolet in goal. Let's see if we can get back to it. We're on a good stretch. Our luck is bound to run out eventually. I don't know how much longer this stretch can continue. But let's get into it. It's Aston Villa. Taking a quick look at the league table as well, and as you can see, a 2nd place team against a 19th place team. This is really a game we should win, especially when you see that we have allowed the fewest goals and Villa have scored the least amount. Getting a quick look at their lineup as well: Brad Guzan and net, Ciaran Clark, Julian Lescott, Kieran Richardson, Carlos Sanchez, Scott Sinclair and Zogbia, Jordan Ayew. It's not the worst team in the world. Just shy of 20 minutes and Villa make a crucial mistake. It's turned over onto the foot of Firmino. Lucas finds it, hits Christian Benteke, who powers it over Brad Guzan. We go up 1-0 just after the 20-minute mark. And again, Villa provided a decent enough challenge. They don't have the strongest team, but again, they have some decent parts, and obviously them losing Benteke is a big part of their struggles in game and in real life, and we take advantage there. Christian Benteke scoring against his former team. Just over 10 minutes later, we would get another big chance with Benteke, and again, it's another big turnover. This time, Coutinho steals it, feeds Benteke, who drives it near post right off the bar. And case in point that Villa were a challenge, as Sanchez feeds Zogbia. He out-battles Lucas. He out-sprints Moreno, who can't get the tackle. He sends it in onto the head of Jordan Ayew, who out-positions Mamadou Sakho. Incredible speed by Zogbia and a beautiful cross. Fortunate positioning from Sakho to give up that header so easily. And as you can see, Moreno just misses that slide tackle. Everything went right, and Villa ties up the game. We would get another decent chance here. It's Christian Benteke feeding Danny Ings. He's been on fire lately, feeds Firmino, and it's a big save. And at this point, really looking like it was going to be a draw and our luck was going to run out. We get the cross in and a random shock penalty call. I do have handballs turned on, as I've said. I don't honestly know if that was a handball. I didn't look back on the replay to see what the call was, but again, we get a miracle penalty call in the final minutes. And here it is, Christian Benteke against his former team, stepping up, and he drills it into the top right-hand corner or the top left-hand corner, his right side. Regardless, Christian Benteke, 2 goals against his former club, Aston Villa, and our stretch continues. Our incredible luck continues. That would lead directly to the final whistle. We get another win. This incredible streak and this incredible stretch of luck rolls on, thankfully, and we battle back. We are in a dead heat right now with Manchester City over that top spot on the league table, and if we can keep pulling out wins like this, it's gonna look pretty good for us overall. Coming up now on our final game of this episode, it's another BPL matchup. This time against Norwich. We're going to stick with the same formation. It's Sturridge and Ings up top, Lallana, Allen, Milner, and Lucas in the midfield, Moreno, Sakho, Skirtle, Klein, the back four that have been so strong for us, and Simone Mignolet in net. It's our final game of the episode. Let's go to it. It's Norwich. Another quick look at the league table. Again, we are just a point behind City. Norwich at 13th. And you can see the deemed players to watch. Danny Ings, 4 goals in his last 3 matches, and Houlihan, 5th in the BPL with 4 goals. As we get a look at their lineup, John Ruddy in net, not the strongest lineup for them. Cameron Jerome on the bench and Nathan Redmond nowhere to be seen. As you would expect from a team in the bottom half of the table, they put up one hell of a fight. It's a beautiful tackle, a good bit of play, but a huge save from Mignolet to prevent the early goal. But just after the half-an-hour mark, we would strike first, and who else? It's Danny Ings stepping in and burying it, a powerful shot at the short side post. He has been on an absolute tear, and really I'm finding it difficult to not start him. We might have to go to a 4-3-3 and work him and Sturridge as the wingers. Danny Ings has just been too good. He's been too good. We can't afford to sit him out. And that would actually be the end of the game. It was a really strong defensive battle. As you can see here, they pulled up John Ruddy for a late corner. Danny Ings' shot is horrendously inaccurate. But again, as you would expect, it was a tough matchup against Norwich, a decent defensive battle. For a team like us that haven't surrendered any goals, again, it's another clean sheet for Mignolet. Our defense has been holding strong. It's just a matter of getting the goals, and on world class or even legendary difficulty. You know how stingy these defenses can be and how difficult it can be on some occasions, again, especially against a bottom table or bottom half of the table team. They do wonders defensively, but we get the win, 1-0. Danny Ings, the lone goal. And we'll take a quick look at the table as we come to the end of this episode. We have passed Manchester City, one extra win, 2 points above. They are better on goal differential, but again, only 2 goals against. That was Arsenal and Aston Villa. We're off to a tremendous defensive start. Top 5, of course, us, City, Everton, Spurs, and United. Chelsea just on the outside looking in. Bournemouth and Sunderland off to decent starts. Arsenal hanging around. Leicester, Watford, Swansea. You can read it off there. But as again, the surprising thing, honestly, is the bottom half of the table, as you have West Ham, Aston Villa, and Stoke. But again, guys, that will do it as you get a look at the calendar for the month of October. I don't think I'll put all of these games into one episode. We'll probably do 3 episodes in one match and 4 in the other, but we are very quickly catching up to the real life schedule. We have Elfsborg coming up in the next episode, Everton, and Tottenham. And in the episodes after that, we will go through Sion, Southampton, Wolves, and the big game, probably our biggest game yet, against Chelsea. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this episode and this series as a whole. If you have any suggestions or just feedback in general, that is very much appreciated. As always, if you've enjoyed, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you feel so inclined, share with your friends, and I will catch you all next time.